On today's show, we're going to be exploring the LinkedIn updates that marketers really need to be aware of, including some new features coming to LinkedIn newsletters that are going to make creating and promoting them much more effective. Also, if you or your brand or your company has a blog or a podcast, it's going to be easier and faster to share that content on LinkedIn. I love this update. If you share links on LinkedIn, there's a crucial change that's rolled out that you may want to change your strategy around how you share links. And LinkedIn Premium is coming to company pages, and some of the features as this continues to grow are kind of surprising, I thought. My name is Jerry Potter. Yes, it rhymes with the Boy Wizard. I'm the host of the Social Media Marketing Talk Show, a production from Social Media Examiner, where we break down all the latest social media news and what it means for marketers like you. And today I'm joined by Judy Fox. Judy's a LinkedIn strategist, and her course is called the LinkedIn Business Accelerator. LinkedIn, Judy, your name should be LinkedIn, right? You know so much about it. Judy, welcome to the show. Yes, Judy LinkedIn
Great
Fox.
To be here. I'm going to put on my Fox ears so I can hear you better. So
yes, another reason for people to watch the show on YouTube, right?
That is true.
So let's talk about newsletters. Newsletters have been around for a while now, but they just keep adding more and more to it, which obviously shows us they're working. They're not going away. So what are the latest updates around LinkedIn newsletters?
First, I love when LinkedIn is investing in creator tools, giving us more, and it's music to my ears to hear a updated engagement section for the newsletter. So instead of on your desktop scrolling all the way to the bottom, you're going to have a 2-column experience. So you'll be able to, on the left, read the article, and on the right, scroll the comments. And I'm going to right off the bat give everybody a really smart strategy. Create ahead of time your first comment. So when you create your article, you now will be the top comment right next to it. So maybe add something as a bit of a PS. So you become an engaged top comment. And as we scroll the article, we'll also be able to see your first comment, and it'll kick off the comments even faster.
Now, I love that strategy. Can you pre-schedule a comment, or would you have to wait until it publishes?
You cannot, which actually then sends a signal that you're there. So even if you do have to run right after making that first comment, it's such a smart thing with this new 2-column experience. You get to kind of allow your voice to be amplified and to kick off the conversations.
And I love the way you described it, because it adds social proof to your article right away. I mean, if somebody logs in, there's already 4 or 5 comments. And it's like, oh, this is probably worth reading. Look at all these comments. So that's great. All right. What else have they added?
The other thing I'm excited that they added is the ability to grow subscribers and readership with more tools. So the number one thing I noticed, which sparked my attention, was followers that are already following you are going to be prompted to subscribe for each one that you create. So not just a one-time shot right at the beginning, if that makes sense. If anyone has ever launched a newsletter, you're like, I only get one shot at launching and getting all these subscribers. I love hearing that each time you write a new edition, if somebody following you has not subscribed, they will be alerted to subscribe. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you're going to continue getting an email to being sent out to all your subscribers and an in-app notification. And let's see if there's anything else. We can view drafts, which has been really helpful to share a draft with your team to be able to see that. A URL staging link. I mean, these are so many updates. I could go down all of them if you want all the updates.
No, I think you got the major ones, but that last one you mentioned, that's the one that I'm really excited about, because we know if we drive traffic to LinkedIn and get more engagement, then all of our content is going to reach more people, especially the way that the connections work in the algorithm on the back end.
Final update, I love this one too, and I can't help but say it, but we can embed our profiles and our company pages with a follow link. So if you want to, you can position your company page at the bottom and embed it. And we don't have to leave the LinkedIn article to follow your company page right there.
Well, I love the one about the URL that you mentioned too, because now if you are pre-publishing your newsletter, maybe you want to drive people there from your email, or from, Twitter or Threads or something like that. Now you'll know what that URL is ahead of time as opposed to waiting for it to publish before you can start sending people there. So a lot of cool updates. LinkedIn is always one of the big topics that we talk about, of course, at Social Media Marketing World. And if you've been following the show, you probably heard me say Social Media Marketing World is the place to go to discover the latest and greatest marketing strategies. Well, now is a great time to secure your ticket for the conference because right now tickets are 50% off. Okay. So you can get tickets for 50% less than they'll be if you wait until we get closer to the conference. And if you love saving money, and who doesn't, now's a great time to help you achieve an amazing return on your investment. We go out of our way to recruit the best training and speakers available in the industry. They never pitch anything. It's all just there to teach and inspire you. Noah Stanley was an attendee and said the speakers and attendees were some of the most distinguished people in social media, sharing their knowledge firsthand. So check out the current special offer today. Save 50% off your tickets. Just go to socialmediamarketing.world to find out more. Again, socialmediamarketing.world. So Judy, you just mentioned the ability to embed pages and profiles in your LinkedIn newsletters, and they are continuing to bring new things that you can do for LinkedIn company pages, which were sort of in the back seat for a long time on LinkedIn. So tell us about these updates.
Yes, so company pages, a premium experience is rolling out, but also a dashboard. So I kind of merge those two concepts together because the dashboard is going to enhance whatever you end up getting with the premium experience. So, which is coming up in a little bit, a little teaser for an upcoming conversation.
Okay.
The activity summary as a dashboard is really helpful. Any kind of recommended actions like you've been tagged in this, but instead of seeing it in a list, or it's giving you some options to click on. And as we all know, highlighting what's the best return of investment of our time is always really powerful for company pages. So I think it's really smart to create a dashboard for engagement, for community, for posts, and to be able to filter what you want to focus on, especially if you have maybe two admins. Maybe one admin is focused on content creation and the other one is focused on community engagement. They can be able to click on custom tabs to make sure they engage in the right part of the company page.
Okay. And this is not a premium feature. This should be rolling out
That
to
is
all
not. Yeah, that
company
is
pages.
true.
Okay.
All of this is
Wow.
free. Free.
Well, that's great. Anything, like you said, for your ROI on time, to be able to go in there and even have LinkedIn make some suggestions like, hey, this is probably the most important stuff that you want to do, as opposed to, I mean, there's a lot of fluff on LinkedIn, like congratulating your coworker from 20 years ago about their new promotion sometimes. But
and I
yeah,
just
that's
went and
awesome.
checked mine and I realized somebody had tagged me recently. And instead of it being buried in a list of notifications, it was alerted that that is a high quality conversation I should engage in because I got tagged in something.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, and we'll talk about those LinkedIn premium company page updates here in a second. But
I know.
this is one of my
Jumping the
favorite.
gun.
That's all right. One of my favorite updates that we have is if you have any sort of regular content, a blog or a podcast that comes through an RSS feed, LinkedIn is simplifying how easy it is to make sure that you share that, especially if you're trying to meet certain company initiatives and things like that. So what have they done to make this easier for us?
Connecting it to an RSS feed. So yes, if you have a blog or podcast or any type of news feed that your company runs and it connects to an RSS feed, LinkedIn in the settings allows you to pre-connect that and it will send you notifications so you can focus on creating that content. So you have a company page blog or company page newsletter that exists outside of LinkedIn. You can create that content and get a notification that it's ready to publish, and it will pre-create it on LinkedIn for you as the ability for you to go in and click that you want it published. They do have a step.
Yeah. It's not automatic, which I think is actually a good thing.
Yes,
but it
they
sucks
did
in all
talk
of the
about
information, the headline, the image, whatever else it is, and then shows up as a draft and you can add something to it and then publish. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, LinkedIn wouldn't necessarily know what your company is trying to feature or trying to maybe even push, like a 50% off ticket for Social Media Marketing World. You wouldn't know to put that unless you had a little call to action right there. And that would be something specific that only you would know. LinkedIn couldn't know that.
Yeah, always good to customize your stuff because the RSS feed can only give so much. So, all right, LinkedIn Premium has been around a long time, but they are really making it special for company pages now, and some of the features actually kind of surprised me. But run through what is part of this as companies are deciding whether or not to invest in LinkedIn
There
Premium.
are so many updates. I'm going to actually look at the list. I did
Yeah.
look at it. I want to point out first, you get a 1 month free trial. So if you do go in, you're able to look at everything we're about to say. And I'm going to try to give you some of the highlights. I
Yeah.
love that it's giving you the ability to do a custom call to action, and it's going to show up on all of your posts, that link. So if you want to say book a call or book an appointment, or if it's going to say visit website, it's going to move around LinkedIn with you. And it's going to show up when people search for you and they find your company page. That custom call to action button kind of goes where you go. And I love
That's
that.
awesome. Yeah.
That's always the power, is to not have to actually go somewhere for us to click and get to book an appointment. The ability to see who's on your page, but also automatically invite people who are engaging on your page. So instead of you having to go out and send out these 250 invites that they give you, it sounds like they're just automatically auto inviting prospects, which is a great way for you to grow faster.
So if someone likes your post, your company post, or comments on it, it'll basically say, "Hey, do you want to follow this company page?"
Correct, exactly.
that's
And the
great.
only
Yeah.
way to do that right now is a very manual process to go out and highlight people you want to follow you, versus now it's going to auto invite.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else that really stands out to you from these features?
It can allow you, I'm not sure how it's going to do this, but it's going to say you are able to feature a client testimonial at the top of your page, an award, I'm trying to think if there's anything else you can feature, but I'm not sure if those are clickable external links that you can feature that, or if it's something that's going to be added to the page. That was not as clear.
Okay. And then some of the ones that just I found odd. I mean, if for eligible premium pages, they're going to offer you $500 in ad credits to LinkedIn, which I guess 3 months free access to Dropbox. Like at this point, I felt like I was signing up for a cell phone service. Like, and you get this, and we're going to throw in this thing from our partners too, and Microsoft 365 and GoDaddy and Hootsuite and special discounts from Intuit. And it was just kind of like, okay, just we got it. Like, thank you for the coupon. Like those envelopes full of coupons you get in the mail.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of felt like, which felt a little less premium to me, but really, really interesting nonetheless. So I know another part of it is going to be this new AI-powered writing assistant, and they're testing this, it sounds like, not just for companies, but also for individuals. Is that right?
Yes, the way that I see that is maybe it's more of a chat assistant. So, not necessarily helping you write content, at least the way that I'm reading it and the way I've been able to interact with it. But they are calling this AI assistant as to your news feed. So if I'm on the news feed and I have a premium account, so this is not for anyone with a free membership. So if you're going, hey, I don't see this, it's premium only here. Basically what you're doing is you're scrolling LinkedIn and it will auto prompt a question that you want to ask based on that content. So it might say, do you want to learn more about social media marketing world after seeing this post? And it would direct you to a chat bot that will start to auto populate conversations around social media marketing world and what is that conference and what is some takeaways. You know what I mean? And it'll start asking you questions back and forth. It's very Chat GPT like.
Well, but the beauty is this is going to pull directly from the content on LinkedIn, because you go to ChatGPT or any of these other ones and it's kind of like, from all the information in the world, give me an answer on this. And so it sounds like with this, like it'll be looking at a company page's history, for example, to tell you more about the company and things like that.
Yes, I have tested it. I will say, and this is just, a side note for everyone listening, you get the inside scoop here. They are pushing right now because, it's LinkedIn on LinkedIn. It's like if all roads lead back to LinkedIn, they'll try to lead it back to LinkedIn. So I will say it is cool, but sometimes they'll send you to another article that exists on LinkedIn. What I would love to see is you become the source of some of those articles that the AI chat goes back to. So that goes back to LinkedIn newsletters. Creating LinkedIn newsletters can actually turn into a potential resource for the AI assistant to send people to your content.
Well, and I would think for content overall too, because a few months back, LinkedIn said like evergreen content is potentially going to be shown on Evergreen. You know, if you have something about a certain topic that's relevant in 3 months or 6 months or 2 years from now, they're going to keep surfacing it. So wouldn't you say that would fall into that potentially too?
Yes. I have a post that was almost a year and a half ago. And for some reason it resurfaced. Well, not for, there's a couple reasons it resurfaced, but one of them could potentially be the AI assistant. I haven't been able to see what people might be asking, but it's been generating some new interest. And I think one more thing I forgot to say is we can now feature content on our company pages. So I had featured this post on my company page, and that sparked new interest in it.
Especially now that it's new, right? That
Yes,
stuff
and I
always gets
featured
like
a
a little head
conversation
start.
between me and Jerry Potter here, and that also has continued to now start to pick up more views again. So there you go, Jerry.
Love it. Thank you for testing
Yeah.
all of that. All right.
We had a great conversation.
This is something that's been rolling out for a bit here, but if you are auto posting links to LinkedIn and you haven't seen this, this is going to be a shift that you're going to want to make, because going forward, if you don't pay, links are going to show very differently on LinkedIn. So explain to us what they changed here, Judy.
Yeah, so we know that taking up visibility in the news feed as somebody scrolls is really important because you become more visible. So by shrinking the size of the icon that goes with your external links, it's that social sharing icon that goes everywhere you go. They're making it and making the size of the post almost half the size when you compare them side by side. So if you pay to get your link boosted and featured and you pay for an ad on LinkedIn, it becomes the full size image again and takes up a large part of the news feed. If you do not pay, you are cut in half, and the link shows the picture on the left with the words of the title and a little description on the right in a gray short little bar.
Yeah, I would almost say even maybe less than half. And so for the workaround for this, if you're not going to pay to get that exposure, would you recommend shifting to where, like, let's say you've got your WordPress blog post or whatever, taking that featured image, uploading it as an image post, and then putting the link in maybe the first comment? Is that?
Yes, that would be powerful. And then again, they're really pushing people to go to newsletters, and you could feature your content within your own newsletter, which becomes a great external link that is beautifully displayed. And the newsletters keep the full image size. So
Oh, okay.
you're not sending somebody directly off of LinkedIn, but you could give them an enticing reason to go to that external link if you leverage the newsletter.
So easiest solution would be to just take the blog image and make it an
Yeah.
image post link below. But next level would be to maybe take a summary of the blog, put it in a newsletter, and then link from there. Is that what
And
I'm
the
hearing you
same
say?
thing,
Okay.
if you did do an image, just a static image post, and you put the link either in the first comment or you put it in the text of the post, but you don't keep that short gray line with a tiny image. I mean, there's workarounds. Most people weren't really doing tons of external links anyways, because they had heard at one point that LinkedIn didn't necessarily want you leaving the platform. So
Right.
I think the only downside is just if you were relying on external links and how they used to look, you need to revisit your plan and see if your views have decreased. If they have, then you might want to go revisit how you're sharing your external links.
All right. LinkedIn, if you're listening, here's my request. You know, you're building all these AI tools. Build one where you can take our email newsletter and then turn it into a LinkedIn newsletter, or take our
That would
blog
be
post
good.
and turn it. I mean, I know we can copy and paste and all of that, but it'd be really nice. Like these days, AI should be able to do it like super quickly, right?
I have, yeah. And here's if I get a request, do I get a request of LinkedIn
Sure.
too?
Yes. Yes. We each get one per show. So go
I
ahead.
think
Dear
we should
LinkedIn.
be able, as creators, to monetize our newsletters, have a paid subscribership level, just like we can do it on other external websites. We should be able to have that directly on LinkedIn. I think that would keep some people from opening up other newsletters off of LinkedIn.
And knowing what you know about LinkedIn, having worked, specialized them and worked with them even for years, is that something you think they're likely to do?
If they take a cut of the money, of course.
Okay. Okay.
But that's what the other sites do. They take
Oh, yeah.
X%. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's always financial, right? And I think LinkedIn would be really smart to take advantage of that. So,
Well, and some people who are monetizing off platform might be more likely to put it on, assuming the cuts were fair.
yes,
At
exactly.
that point. So, okay. All right. We've got some LinkedIn ads updates that we definitely want to update you on. So, Judy, what's the latest with LinkedIn ads? Because they've been adding features furiously to LinkedIn
Well, I'm going to
ads.
always start by saying, anyone listening to this, if you want any questions on LinkedIn ads, my main source has been AJ Wilcox. So I'm going to give him a big shout out. He's also a speaker at Social Media Marketing World. And the updates that I'm able to, grab onto is what's called live event ads. So
Okay.
they're talking about the ability to create ads to promote your live events. I think that's incredibly important. Reaching more people with your live stream and video replays. So having people get to that content, we all know that if they're going to spend time consuming something long form like that, they're probably going to become a better potential client. I'm trying to look at, they have two new ad types. One that is promoting in-stream video ads. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to play out, especially as they start this new video news feed, this video only news feed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Well,
I think I would predict they would add ads within that video news feed, if that makes sense.
yeah. Well, and that was exciting to me as somebody who would like to see that video news feed just because it's so effective everywhere else. Instagram just announced that 50% of the time spent on Instagram is now watching Reels. And so even though LinkedIn is obviously a different platform, consumer behavior tends to be consumer behavior. And so the fact that they're looking to have that as a placement means it's maybe going to hang around for a while. So that excites me. So,
That is
okay.
exciting.
So you said two new ad types. So that one was the in-stream
Oh,
video
yeah.
ads along with short and long form video. And what's the other one?
They're calling it Accelerate, and it sounds like it's very AI driven to use Microsoft Designer to work with your advertising team. It's an AI marketing assistant. So
Okay.
I don't know if you have any other update on what Accelerate is. I just know the power of AI takes that initial creative blank sheet of paper and helps you start to create drafts and where you're going to head and give you some creative ideas. So,
Yeah, which is great. The only other thing I saw on that Accelerate that looks like it would be very helpful is you can now improve your targeting by excluding companies. For example, if you're running an ad to recruit people to your company, maybe you don't advertise to your company, or even using third-party lists, which is interesting just because some of the privacy stuff has gotten so strict over the last few years, but it sounds like you'll be able to upload a list of potential people to exclude from that. So, which is interesting.
yeah.
And then
I was going to
yeah,
add
go
there
ahead.
was two more advertising updates that
Yeah.
sparked my attention. The ability to boost organic posts does seem to is getting easier and easier. They're kind of saying just with a few clicks and a credit card.
Right.
But I do appreciate that because if you have really good organic post content, you may just want to just ramp up your visibility, especially if it's been converting. You could just turn on the boost for that because you've gotten some great leads and you didn't know that was going to become an amazing post. So that is always powerful after you've already created it. And then the other thing is the ability to sponsor articles and your newsletter for long form content. I've actually seen those roll out, and I think they're very valuable to the person being sponsored because you can say a lot more about a company and really give a good testimonial with inside of a newsletter.
Yeah, absolutely. I love those. All right. And then one more thing worth mentioning for anyone who's targeting people in the European Union, LinkedIn has confirmed that you're not going to be able to target people based on their participation in LinkedIn groups. So Europe has some of the strictest online privacy stuff in the world. So no surprise that that is happening. So quick reminder, if you want to always be up to date on all things LinkedIn, all things marketing, all things AI, learn about your all access ticket to social media marketing world right now at 50% off. Just go to socialmediamarketing.world. Again, that's socialmediamarketing.world. And Judy, where can people find you on LinkedIn?
Go to Judy Fox on LinkedIn. It's Judi, that is the key, and then FOX like the animal. That's why I wear my fox ears. And yeah, make sure to say hi and that you listen to this episode. And I'd be happy to talk with you, especially about any questions you have around this topic.
Love it. Judy is so good to go to for that stuff. If you enjoyed this show, a couple of other shows for you to check out wherever you get your podcasts. One, the Social Media Marketing Podcast, and also AI Explored, our new AI for Business podcast. Until next time, may you be wise with your marketing decisions. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.